Hello, welcome to the first semi-final of the DelotA tournament. We're exceptionally excited for this game. We have IMBA Battlenet versus MAC today. This is the first of the semi-final matches, so it is going to be a best of three. We will be seeing them at least twice in this game, and I've heard before that IMBA have actually played MAC in a different tournament a few weeks ago, and I believe IMBA did win that game, but it's a different tournament, different setting, all up for grabs. It's going to be really, really exciting. We've seen both these teams play some really, really good Dota, and we're just about to start now. I think all the teams are just getting ready. Everyone's in the lobby, so we will be getting underway extremely shortly. But yeah, we saw a really, really good performance come out of IMBA in their last game. To clinch the top of the table and get to the semi-final, and we can go. So we are going to be going. Sweet. Okay, we're off. I will flick off the screen in a minute, and then we will get on to the normal game. But yeah, this is going to be a really, really interesting match. I'm interested to see what's going to happen. Last time we saw IMBA play, they were running that clockwork on the off lane, and that clockwork worked so ridiculously well for them pretty much the entire game. So MAC, sometimes unusual picks, but that's what we like about them. That's what we like to see. Unusual picks are good. They beat MIS to get into the into the semi-final match, and my Dota is taking an exceptionally long time to load. Oh, my Dota always takes so long to load. So annoying. It's because it's the first game. I never play a practice game beforehand. Right, and I believe we can go straight into the game. We do have Vagrak on tier here, who will be co-casting this match for me. Hopefully he can hear me.
I can indeed, and hello, welcome to the first semi-final match of DelotA. Milf and Cookies, the most amazing name for a team, versus IMBA Battlenet, and I personally cannot wait to see what happens here.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. The first bans I expect are going to be pretty ordinary, but I can really expect that Nyx Assassin to be banned in the first set, because teams have really been using him pretty exceptionally in this tournament so far, and he's normally always first pick material if he actually makes it through the pool. So I could actually see one of the teams there goes Nyx Assassin. I can actually see one of the teams not banning out the Darkseer just because Nyx is just a better ban right now.
Yeah, I'm expecting to see a ban such as Batrider, obviously for one of the very most popular bans we've seen so far, because I mean, it just seems to be quite standard. The teams know we don't want to come up against that. We don't want anyone that limits us down. And there we go, Batrider ban.
Yeah, Batrider and Nyx Assassin have really been two of the main players in this tournament so far, especially that Batrider has just been so exceptional in every single game that he's actually managed to be picked up, just winning mid against almost any other hero. So that's a pretty standard ban for MAC, especially seeing that IMBA, I believe, played that Batrider in the last game and they used him really, really well. But I was saying before that IMBA Battlenet have been known to pick a few odd ones for the off lane, but they've always worked out well. I mean, RR played that Clockwork, and then they picked that Weaver as well for the off lane in the last game they played, and they both worked so well for them.
Oh, well, IMBA Battlenet are some kind of team where they do not always go exactly as you'd expect. Keeper of the Light, they're just another ban. It's very standard. We've seen them pick or we've seen them banned. But they're a team that they don't always go on the very basis. They don't go on what's the best pick. And as you said,
yeah,
Jamie, Darkseer, you called it first.
Slipping through the pool, as we would expect. They chose that Nyx Assassin ban instead, and then they decided to ban out the Keeper of the Light. Ezreal being one of the best support heroes on the tri-lane at the moment because of that Illuminate. You can really set it up quite easily, and it does a ridiculous amount of damage. So they obviously would rather get him down. They're going to first pick Brewmaster, so we're seeing a first pick Brewmaster come out of IMBA Battlenet. It's a really, really weird pick, especially for the first pick. MAC can really do some stuff to shut down Brewmaster, but it'll be interesting to see what they decide to pair with him.
It's a clever tactic, actually. It means that it's such a random first pick. First of all, it's going to throw Milk and Cookies out of their bright game. Then it's going to start making them think, okay, so how are we going to shut them down? And if they get focused in that mindset, Imber can use Brewmaster as almost a pawn to just focus against Milk and Cookies, and it could really be a problem there for MAC. It might completely turn them around, but I'm expecting a standard pick at least next after this. Imber Battlenet are known for being a little bit strange, but I'm expecting maybe a Templar Assassin, a good mid to come out very soon. If
Yeah.
Imber aren't going to pick it up, I'm sure Milk and Cookies will, because Templar Assassin, once you've got rid of Batrider, the first mid you want.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And the thing about the Brewmaster first pick, as you said, actually, it can put MAC on a bit of a back foot. And if they start reacting to IMBA Battlenet, even though they had first pick, then IMBA Battlenet can actually gain a little bit of a tempo advantage. They're going to pick up Luna straight away, so they really don't care what MAC picks support-wise. They're going to go ahead and pick two strong heroes. The Brewmaster, I expect, might even be going mid in this game, and Luna will be their carry, and Luna is one of the biggest carries we've seen at the moment. They obviously just wanted to deny MAC picking up that Luna plus a support hero in the picks that they have now, and yeah, they obviously just really fear that Luna more than any other carry, and so much so they actually decided to pick her up.
Well, it's an interesting thing. She's not the most common hero we've seen actually played. We've seen her banned a few times, but she is so strong. The Glaive's obviously giving a huge push advantage mid to late game and just early game. What more could you ask for with that Q giving a short stun and just doing so much damage? And Lone Druid, we've seen Lone Druid be absolutely ridiculous. I believe Feedrunners played him. SFY's Feedrunners did a ridiculously good job of just on the off lane, and you cannot touch that bear when played properly. So Ember Battlenet are going to have to look for a really good offlane to try and counter that.
Well, you say that, but they also have the Darkseer, and Darkseer is one of the strongest offlane heroes in the game also, so they might have been looking for that Lone Druid to go mid to counter the Brewmaster, because they might see Brewmaster actually going mid, so that Lone Druid pan might just be to try and counter it. It's a little bit of an odd choice picking up the Lone Druid so fast. They might even be putting that Lone Druid on the safe lane with one support hero, and that will be Jakiro now. Then they can have a jungler as well, because Lone Druid pretty much counts for two heroes himself, so Lone Druid and Jakiro can quite easily hold their own against a tri-lane or a solo if they happen to be up against that.
Well, actually, now you mentioned that, you're right. I think it would be fantastic to see a bit of a stand-up. We almost always see tri-lanes, a solo, off-lane and mid, but it would be great to see a 2-1-2 ratio come back. It would be great to see a jungler. There's something we really don't see here, because in tournament play it seems to always be the focus on a tri-lane and the focus on getting an off-lane hero, somebody who's very strong at surviving, getting away, and being able to just pick up as much farm as they can while being in that awkward situation. As Shadow Demon picked up by Inga Battlenet, we've seen what Shadow Demon can do. It's been ridiculous. We've seen a Gyrocopter being picked up along with Keeper of the Light, and if you ever have Soulcatcher on from a Shadow Demon, you do not want a big nuke like Keeper of the Light's Illuminate.
Yeah, and
he just passive is painful. Everything becomes painful when you've got a Shadow Demon, and that disruption, it can stop everything.
Yeah, and especially Leshrac, which has just been instant banned by MAC as soon as the Shadow Demon got picked up. They really don't want to have to deal with that combo because it's such a pain. Disruption and Soulcatcher coming straight on a hero, and then Leshrac can just wait for that split earth and can time it perfectly. And the Gyrocopter ban is going to be coming out from IMBA Battlenet, so they really don't like Gyrocopter either. We saw how good Gyrocopter was the other day, and he can really get ahead of farm quite massively. So IMBA Battlenet are obviously not expecting them to be running that Lone Druid in the solo farming role, and maybe they are expecting them to be putting the Lone Druid in mid up against maybe the Brewmaster. So IMBA Battlenet obviously have sussed out what MSC are doing, and they're banning out the carries regardless of the fact that they have a Lone Druid and a Darkseer already. Clockwork being banned by MAC, they know that RR is very good on that Clockwork, and maybe that's even setting up a Sven pick for them, because we know that Clockwork is a massive counter for Sven, almost a hard counter for him, and that Clockwork ban may just be because they really want to pick up a Sven in this game.
Well, Sven is one of the strongest carries in the game, and with somebody like RR who's that good on a clockwork, here's the last thing you want to happen to them. So if Milf and Cookies do, it's both fantastic. We see another Sven, we've seen one Sven so far in this tournament, and he didn't actually do quite as much as you expected. And a lifestealer ban, we have seen a lot of lifestealers being absolutely fantastic carries. Obviously his slow is so powerful. When you have something like a lone druid, you don't want any help with entangling claws catching up, open wounds being able to help everybody get some health up, and just generally, the ability to just completely turn off, get magic immunity for about 3 to 6 seconds. It's so helpful in a tournament match.
Yeah, and it's so good with Darkseer as well because his surge can give him max move speed for a good 4 to 5 seconds. So Lifestealer can really be a complete pain to deal with, and that might be one of the bans that they're thinking of. Just because they are maybe running a jungler MAC, and it'll either be the lone druid or another hero. So they just want to ban out that Lifestealer and make sure. And obviously Lifestealer, one of the counters for Luna, because Luna's damage in the early game comes purely from her spells, and she does absolutely nothing to Lifestealer.
Well, now that you actually said it, I do hope Lone Druid is played mid. It's another strange, not the most usual thing that we see, and whenever that happens, we always seem to get the most vibrant games you could ever imagine. So, I'd be interested to see what happens. I'd be interested to see how Brewmaster manages. The final ban being Undying, we've seen Undying banned almost constantly throughout the tournament, and you can see why. That Gravestone completely turns around, and IMBA, they know how dangerous Weaver offlane can be. They clearly don't want to have to go up against that.
Yeah, they've seen the Weaver versus the Darkseer before, and actually the Weaver and the Darkseer. Weaver would be a little bit of an odd one. The Weaver will probably be their main carry. They just don't want to come up against a Weaver main carry, because again, Weaver is very, very good against Luna. Carry v carry. Weaver's damage potential in the late game is pretty high. It's not as high as Luna, but he has that amazing escape mechanism in his ultimate that can just put him straight back onto full HP again, and that can you pretty much have to kill him twice. He's an absolute pain. And Undying, I'm surprised Undying didn't get banned out sooner, or didn't get picked up, because he is one of those big trident heroes we see a lot. But obviously they didn't opt for it. Instead they're going to go for Rubik.
And now, what I cannot wait to see is Rubik stealing Brewmaster's ult and Rubik stealing Luna's ult, because this is going to be a painful... And with Lina, why would they pick Lina after a Rubik? This is going to be...
Yeah, that may have been a little bit of an odd pick. I mean, Nullfield is very, very good against Lina, but Lina really does give them that really strong early game with the Shadow Demon disruption, and if they can catch the Rubik out, they can kill him a few times. I mean, Rubik will not have a lot of HP through this entire game, and Lina, if she can just one-shot him before Brewmaster or Luna gets the ultimates out, they do not have to worry about that counter-attack coming back from them.
That is very, very true. It will be interesting to see exactly now. Obviously, the most exciting thing will be Rubik. How does this Rubik deal with it? Will he be able to steal all the great moves? And Chaos Knight going to be the main carry for MAC.
They are going to be running the Lone Druid in mid then. Almost certainly now running that Lone Druid in mid. Chaos Knight will just be farming up on that lane as much as possible. And we know about Chaos Knight's ridiculous early game potential. He is disgusting at the beginning of the game. There's almost no doubt about it. He's one of the best early game carries. His stun is ridiculous, and as soon as he gets armlet, he can just absolutely destroy someone.
10 seconds remaining.
Well, the disable in that tri-lane from MSC is going to be huge. Look at it. We've got Reality Rift to get them a bit closer. That almost guarantees a really good Ice Path from Jakiro. You've got Telekinesis to just get them out of the way. And then Jakiro, Rubik have some nice little bursts. And Chaos Knight has a stun as well.
Yeah.
If they have to go against a solo hero, that solo hero is in a lot of trouble. And if it goes tri-lane v tri-lane, you're sure to be able to disable the carry quite quickly.
Well, I'm really expecting them to pick up a Bounty Hunter or a Clinks. I don't have long. There's the Clinks. So they did pick up one of the two heroes that I said that they might do. It is going to be the Clinks as opposed to the Bounty Hunter, and they really do feel that a Clinks coming up against a Darkseer, if they can set it up correctly, will just absolutely just win them the lane completely outright. And they do have a pretty strong tri-lane. Let's not forget about the amount of damage potential that IMBA have got after we talked about MAC having a lot of damage potential. They have the Lina, they have the Shadow Demon and the Luna, so the Soul Catcher can really do a lot of burst damage, especially with the Luna Q and the Lina Q and W as well. So it'll be really interesting to see who's got the best of each tri-laners. We're just going to run through the teams. I'll handle the Radiant, and then I'll switch it over to Vague to handle the Dire. And as we look at IMBA Battlenet, we do have Veduza, who will be taking up the Shadow Demon. We have Joker, who will be on the Brewmaster. RR will be the offlane hero again on that Clinks. Infamous will be taking the Lina, and the Luna will be handled by MNT.
Oh, I was really hoping you would shout Shadow Demon's name with how he's written it, but
would you like me to? Would you like me to? I can do that now.
Please do.
Okay, Shadow Demon will be
do.
taken by Veduva.
Meanwhile, on the Dire, we have, oh my god, as Spyro, as Jakiro, with Marco Nidic as Darkseer, we have Baby Steps, played by Rubik, played by Chaos Knight, and very super famous, a fantastic name, playing Lone Druid.
Indeed. I think the very super famous name coming out from MAC is a little bit of a tribute to John Lejeau from YouTube. He's exceptionally funny. He makes really funny videos, and I did actually send him he used to be Lullaby, so this is Lullaby. Very super famous as Lullaby from MAC. If you watch any of the old games, and I think he has set his name as that because I sent him a John Lejeau video earlier, and he seemed to enjoy it. We are going to see how these lanes work out.
Fantastic YouTuber.
Yeah, he really is. He's absolutely hilarious. But we are going to see how these yeah, have fun, not good luck. As we're going to see how they put this Brewmaster down. I really do expect they're going to be putting the mid, and he is going to be coming up against Lone Druid in mid. But it's a little bit odd because Brewmaster is not a particularly strong mid. So maybe if MAC had picked up someone like a Templar Assassin or an Invoker, then they would have had such a lovely time against Brewmaster and mid. It's a little bit odd that they didn't.
Yeah, it is, but there may be, with Lone Druid not being on an off lane, he still has the potential to get those levels and to get that farm from mid.
Oh, are you available to unpause? Sorry, because... Oh, okay.
There we go. Sorry
Continue.
about that. I don't think we actually have the ability. As casters, it's only the teams themselves that have the ability to us. And,
yeah, it's a little bit
very
weird.
super famous. They have that Spirit of Calm. Look how beautiful that Spirit Bear is.
Oh, I want to see it.
Panda mod.
Oh, the bear. I'm going to zoom in on the bear. I really do have to zoom in on this bear. Look at that. That is pretty delightful.
We occasionally mention on a nice set or two, but look at that. I mean, that's just the best contribution so far to anything of Workshop. Meanwhile, as we have predicted, Lone Druid is going mid, and a great call there, Jamie, as well, because I just can't wait to see what they're doing. But actually, where is Lone Druid's bear? Lone Druid's bear is actually going
in the
to
jungle
for him. It looks like scout in the jungle already, and great for him. 220 move speed, obviously one of the fastest little things. He has been spotted, and almost
Cool
showing
bear.
off to him who are impressed.
Yeah, he's showing off his bear, I think, a little bit there, just planting it in the woods, saying, look at me, I can afford the bear. Too bad it's going to get beaten. the talk.
Chat already.
A little bit of... Well, yeah, we did say about this Brewmaster coming up in mid, and he will be rushing his bottle as fast as he can. And if you have a look at very super famous as item build, he's just decided to go straight ahead and pick up a headdress, which you don't really see that often. Normally you want to get the stout shields just to make your bears a little bit more tanky, but I suppose against Brewmaster he doesn't really have much of a worry, and he can just pick up that extra regen, which I suppose will be quite useful for him.
Oh, and a mid-game, definitely, because it's always just about the fraud. They've already noticed in the Battlenet, no, they've got a regeneration rune there, so Brewmaster has the potential to move back over. I don't actually think MAC know that that's there, but they have, it seems, gone the normal tri-lane v off-lane. They've not tried to mix anything up. It did look like they were going to go tri-lane and the hard lane from MAC at first, but they seem to have changed their mind and said, yeah, we'll go for the safe lane.
Yeah, they've just bunged that Clinks down on there on the hard lane completely on his own, and he's got his poor man's shield up already. So I think one of the supports gave him a little bit of regen so that he could actually get as much damage block as possible at the beginning of this game, which is a really nice choice. But he probably needs to be buying some sentries pretty soon and popping them on this lane and just de-warding the sentries that are already there, because otherwise he's going to have a little bit of trouble.
He is indeed. I mean, he's already going to be ice past. It looks like he has, but he has the Windwalk up. So that's the beauty of him picking Windwalk early again. That's the beauty of Lynx. He's able to move a little bit faster, not a lot, but it's enough to escape. And right now he's just hiding in trees. IMBA Battlenet pinging him crazy to try and get him to move away. But what can he do? I mean, this tri-lane is an aggressive tri-lane, and as long as he is very, very fast on his skeleton walk, there's no way he's really able to escape. But they do actually have eyes on him. They have trapped him down. Ice Path, the start from Chaos Knight, and even though it was a short one, just a few prods and it's all over for him.
Yeah, he was caught just inside the range of the sentry ward that was placed in the trees from MAC. And actually, have a look in mid, and they've decided to jump onto the Lone Druid already, and they're going to take him out. Nice rotation by Infamous and Venduva to kill that Lone Druid as soon as possible. And Lone Druid is having absolutely nothing in mid. If you have a look, he's only sitting at 1 and 0. And you compare that to the Brewmaster and the Luna. The Luna's sitting at 13 and 7, and the Brewmaster really doing much better in mid than this Lone Druid is.
I've got to say, this is not something that was expected, was it? I mean, Brewmaster is not the strongest mid, but Lone Druid is a great off in here. You just assume that would instantly translate to mid. But MIC are really having a hard time against them.
Yeah, they are having a bit of a toughie, but I think that one of the reasons is you can see that Venduva and Infamous are just hanging around in mid. They're not actually committing to any lane whatsoever. If you can have a look, MNT is running solo against this Darkseer. The Brewmaster is running solo in mid. And we also have a solo Clinks up on the hard lane, so they're almost running a 1-1-1 with two roaming supports, which is really taking MAC a little bit by surprise, because they could be anywhere on the map at any point, and they just have absolutely no idea.
Well, yeah, MAC have gone for some wards up on the hard lane to give them some strength, and that is a great thing. They've got some wards in the jungle, but they can't be expecting these roaming supports all the time. Obviously, they do have sight, but Darkseer could possibly be called out of position. He does have Surge,
and he did have the wards.
He is. Are they going to trap him?
I don't think they are. He's got away in time. Yeah, he did have the wards up in the jungle, so he did see them coming just about. So absolutely nothing is going to be coming from that. But I'm just going to let you know, Veg, that your mic is a little bit laggy at times. It cuts off and thingies around. So if you could just have a look at that and see if it's a mic problem or a problem with DelotA.
Okay, sorry about that.
It's no problem. It's just a little bit difficult to understand you at times. But we're just going to keep having a look at the farm, and we can really see that this Brewmaster is doing so fantastically well against Lone Druid. Lone Druid is still only sitting at 1 and 0. He can't actually get any farm whatsoever, and the roaming supports are still just walking around smoked up. And it looks like we might be going for a double smoke gank, because both teams have got 2 supports smoked up, and they're both coming towards mid. So they might all spot each other. And as we can see, they're actually coming around the back. We have Baby Steps and Byro coming around the back, whilst Very Super Famous gets harassed down. Are they going to be able to kill Very Super Famous? It doesn't look like they are, and Infamous is actually going to get caught pretty heavily. The Chikiro does get the last hit, and they also take down the Shadow Demon. Now they're just going to turn around. Baby Steps will get one more right click from Brewmaster, will take him out. A little bit of harassment from Jakiro, but it's not going to be enough. So Brewmaster does manage to save a little bit, but what an odd engagement that both teams decided to send their support smoked up at the same time towards mid.
Well, the quality of play we get from these kind of semi-finals are absolutely fantastic, but to have the teams so into that they both think.
Look at Brewmaster though.
Kind of
Brewmaster's going to get another kill down on the Leshrac, and he picked up the double damage rune as not Leshrac, so as Jakiro got there. So a little bit of unlucky timing, but now he's got his arcane boots, so he can start to spam that Q much more in the center, and he's going to be having even better time against this Lone Druid, who really is sitting on absolutely no farm whatsoever.
It's still absolutely mind-boggling to see this Lone Druid without that much farm. Surely the Bears should be picking up a few good last hits, but Brewmaster's, obviously his attack animation is very, very fast, and he is just staying on top. If you look at his denies, 8 denies already, the guy is just making sure that Lone Druid can get nothing, and he's doing a fantastic job of it.
Yeah, he really is doing an amazing job, and Lone Druid is really not having a very nice time at all in that mid, which is really not what you would expect. I mean, you were expecting Lone Druid to be at least okay in middle against this is Brewmaster. It just hasn't worked out like that so far, and they really are going to have to keep ganking him, or this Brewmaster's going to get a little bit out of control very, very fast.
Well, he is indeed, and it's the strangest thing to see. But obviously, he does have his ultimate. He practically, with that Earth element of himself, has almost a perma-stun. So he's just going up to top now. His bowling this region really is probably just going to stay in mid and keep that lovely farm going, because he doesn't need to do anything else at the moment. He's completely winning. RR, on the other hand, might just be caught out. His goal, but all the damage is already coming out. The Q has been coming out from Chaos Knight. He actually rifted as well, and that little rift he got within the last bit of mana he had manages to get the kill. Kiro manages to get the last little prod.
Yeah, nice play by MAC again, catching out the Clinks. I was just going to point you to that top lane actually and say that Clinks is actually doing okay on farm, sitting at 19 and 2, but maybe he was being a little bit too enthusiastic. And Brewmaster's going to actually kill this bear and give himself a lovely little bit of gold, but no. It gets called back right at the last second, and I don't think Brewmaster managed to get the gold from that. But yeah, as we saw, this Clinks is really not having a very nice time at the moment. He's already got 2 deaths, so little bit of a pain for him. We're going to have to swap around a little bit now, though, because at bottom there was a gank, but now we have to look back in mid because they're trying to gank this Brewmaster. Maybe they're going to. No, actually looks like they've just walked straight into him and backed off. They decided that it wasn't worth it. Very Super Famous just didn't come down, and without him they really didn't have the damage to engage the Brewmaster, and they decided that it really just wasn't worth it in the end, and they're going to just walk back up to top, it seems.
Well, and it seems like now that Very Super Famous has his true form, he's not doing quite so badly in terms of the last hits. He is miles behind Brewmaster still, but he's slowly catching up. He's gone from a very low 4, he's gone up to 12 now, and he's just being able to catch a lot more farm a lot quicker, which is good news, because if you want to see, you never want to see a Brewmaster not farmed. It's just a low druid not farmed. It's just a depressing sight to see, and it looks like he's got enough money to just pick up some boots, to pick up a bottle, to pick up anything that he wants that's basic now, because he does still only have that headdress and the questing blade on the spirit bear.
Yeah, this lone druid really is not doing very well for farm whatsoever. He's only got 600 gold, and he's only been able to afford a quelling blade so far. He's only seeing a 12 last hits, and this Brewmaster is almost doing as well as the Luna, which is a little bit of a bizarre thing to see. But we see Venduva and Infamous actually hanging around the back. They might want to try and dive Very Super Famous. I don't think he has any idea that they're there. He doesn't, because he's just sending out the bear at this point. And if Brewmaster can maybe push this lane out, then they're going to have a really, really good attack on a Very Super Famous with the 2 supports just hanging around. That Soul Catcher now it's at level 2, so they've decided to just go. Here they go. The Brewmaster's running straight up. The Disruption's going to get caught. There's the Soul Catcher on top of it as well. The stun from Luna comes down, and Very Super Famous is going to die so fast with that extra damage he's taking. But the TP support comes straight in. The Brewmaster pops his ulti. Maybe they're going to want to try and get another one. Rubik Telekinesis on the Lina manages to kill her. Down comes the Ice Path, but they're just going to back away, or are they? Because Viduva's actually got caught by the Chaos Knight Reality Rift. But nice micro skills from the Brewmaster, manages to save him by disabling both of them, and now he's stuck right in the middle. Gets another kill on the Shadow on the back of that. The Shadow Demon comes back in. There's Soul Catcher. Maybe they're going to go for another one, because Infamous has actually teleported straight back into the lane. I think 1Q Dragon Slave will actually do it, but no, they're not going to be able to dive down the tower, and they back off. But that was a really, really long fight and really well played by IMBA Battlenet.
IMBA Battlenet showing some absolutely fantastic play here, as we can see, but the funny thing is, MSC are managing very well to keep up.
Yeah,
this mid battle may look a bit like the other way around, but no, indeed, both teams are staying quite balanced, and while Very Super Famous has unfortunately died twice already, they're not doing that badly overall.
Yeah, they're not doing as bad as you'd imagine. I mean, the Chaos Knight's sitting at 47 and 9, which is not that far behind the Luna. It's only 10 last hits behind now, less than 10. So and Luna has actually decided to pick up a Hand of Midas, so she's really going for late game damage. She's really not bothered about this early game, leaving that completely up to the Brewmaster, and just doing what she wants on this lane, and trying to impact the game after, let's say, about 25 minutes. So they're going to be without Luna for the first part of this game, and if if MAC actually notice that she has the Hand of Midas, they're going to know that they have to get it. They have to get it on very, very soon and start taking control of the match.
They do indeed. Infamous and Venduzar are both smoked up now, and it looks like they're going to try and kill this Darkseer. And they're probably going to get a Market Medic for quite low on health. They have no idea to come in. In comes Infamous. Venduzar with the disruption. Is he going to land it finally? Yes, he does. He's going to put down the Soul Catcher. Next, we have Infamous's cute stun. It lands. Dragon Slave. You don't even need to say anything else. He's not going to be able to escape. A Q from Lina just kills her. Kills him.
But the Darkseer actually did manage to get a kill on the Shadow Demon on the back of that by using that Q on them all, dragged them all into the center, and the Darkseer just got the Shadow Demon got killed by the Ion Shell that happened to be on a creep. So he did manage to get a little bit back. I don't think it was worth it, but it was at least something. And we can see Rubik's now actually stolen Death Pact off of Klinks, so he has Klinks' ultimate. So he's now just consuming some creeps around the map and gaining extra HP and damage, which isn't particularly relevant for a Rubik, but still.
Well, it gives him some survivability, and as we were talking before, if Lina has the ability to one-shot... sorry, Brewmaster has now just come in. It looks like it's been a terrible mistake, but they're all in here now. They're still just stuck in Jakira's ultimate. Chaos Knight still has his Q on, so he doesn't have quite enough mana to stun, but he's reality rifted. He looks like it might turn around for bad for him. Klinks is doing enough damage. MAC... Luke, there's no way he's going to survive. Oh, I know he's just there. He's going to knock him out just now, but they didn't do it fast enough. They waited, and unfortunately, it's going to be turned around. MSC are not going to get what they wanted from their IMBA Battlenet.
Well,
MSC still lose Kiro, but IMBA, they could have, if Klinks had just moved a little bit faster, they could have got that Chaos Knight.
yeah, I don't think they were expecting them to be so close to the edge of the trees, to be honest, and start teleporting away. But yeah, Brewmaster played that quite well. He actually used the Drunken Haze on the Chaos Knight so that a few of Chaos Knight's attacks missed, and now he's just blinked straight in, and there's the ultimate. A little bit of micro skills not even needed by Brewmaster because the Lina stun was absolutely dead on, and they've managed to get another kill for him. And now very super famous has dived straight under the tower. This could have been a little bit of a mistake because they do have a lot of disable. They still have a lot of disable, although a little bit of miscommunication. The disruption got popped as soon as at the same time as Lina, and the Chaos Knight is just mopping a few of them up. Klinks will kill very super famous, but the Chaos Knight gets the double kill and might be heading onto Infamous now. They're going to be able to see him as soon as he turns this corner. Is he going to be able to hit the stun? Yes, he does. And it looks like Lina's going to drop. There's the ice path, and there's absolutely no way they're going to be able to save Infamous. They just back off and let him die. And the Chaos Knight just gets a lot more farm. Although Joker buys back and comes straight back at them. Blinks in, whacks down a Q and tries the Drunken Haze, but it's not going to matter. He's just going to have to run away now because he's getting a little bit of harass. Although the Telekinesis gets put up, the Ice Path's going to hit him. Are they going to be able to take him out as well? There's the Pyroclasm. Is it going to be enough damage? It might be enough damage, just. No, I think he's going to get away. He bottles up, and it looks like Brewmaster, very, very lucky to actually get away from that one. Pops another bottle, and bit of an odd engagement for both teams, but Brewmaster only just surviving with his life.
Well, just there it was kind of both teams relying on the tankiest hero to just go in there and be able to survive a little bit while harassing, and it was so risky. Amazing that both teams actually managed to survive in that situation with their tanks. And Brewmaster, we just saw that, so lucky to just be able to escape that.
Yeah, sometimes you need a little bit of luck, and I think that's exactly what he got. And now he's dived onto this Darkseer. The disruption will get the kill if he manages to get it. The Lina stun is going to be popped up now, and there it is. Soul Catcher, one Dragon Slave from Lina gets the kill. So they managed to pick up the Darkseer, and now the bottle is going to be used, and Brewmaster is going to be having a double damage rune. So they're really going to be looking to try and take home whatever advantage they can get at the beginning of the game. They're playing all of this without Luna, remember, who's just free farming at bottom, trying to make her BKB. She's got two parts of it already. She's got the Ogre Club and the whatever it's called. I can't actually remember what it's called. That's the Mithril Hammer. The Mithril Hammer is in the courier, so she's really looking towards getting that BKB in the next minute or two.
Meanwhile, I'm just going to have to say that Baby Steps, Marco Medic, and oh my god, it's Bio the Jakiro are all dusted up. It looks like MAC are going for a gank on the Luna, finally, which is about time too, because this Luna has just had some amazing free farm. She doesn't have a BKB yet, so it could be all over, because this is quite a strong combo. And Rubik has got the Drunken Haze, so he has the potential to make Luna miss almost everything as well as slow her down. But they don't know where she is. She's fortunately predicted it, it seems. She's looked at the wards and she's hidden straight into the trees. And
Yeah,
then
they saw it coming.
Marco Medic now... Yeah, Marco Medic now out of smoke. Both, oh my god, it's Barrett and Baby Steps still, and they've just come out. But Luna is completely safe, and
We have
it was
to
a bit of a foul there from MAC.
We have to look into the trees now because IMBA are looking at the counter-attack, and I don't think MAC saw it coming. The Brewmaster blinks in. There's the Drunken Haze. Are they going to be able to get the kill? He might pop his ultimate in a minute. Nice dodge of the Ice Path by him. The Telekinesis will catch him, but I don't think it's going to be enough. There's the Brewmaster ulti. The Elena ultimate gets popped and takes out the Rubik. As we said at the beginning, that's going to be very important for them. There's the Brewmaster just suspending the Darkseer up in the air, and they back off after getting that Rubik kill, but... they really just went for the dive, and it actually looks like MAC are coming straight back out at them. Little bit of miscommunication. The Q from Luna gets popped as the Brewmaster goes. There's the Luna ulti, picks up one kill. Are they going to be getting, oh my god, it's Spyro. They are. The Brewmaster blinking in the back, and now they're looking at MAC. The Soul Catcher gets popped. It looks like they could be taking him out if they want to. They're not going to be actually turn around and try and kill him. And the stun from Luna catches, but Joker's really taking a lot of damage. They have to try and kill Luke as quickly as they can, but they just can't. Very super famous, very tanky now actually. Going to be turning onto the Shadow Demon. It looks like they're going to get him. There's no way Shadow Demon is going to be escaping. And they managed to turn that around really well, MAC, and it looked like IMBA had that fight completely won, but MAC really did turn it around beautifully.
Well, they did indeed. Very super famous. Looks like he's already just building up for phase boots for his Panda. He's managed to get one of them already, and he's just actually building up tranquil boots as well for himself, as is a standard we've seen so often.
Has fallen.
So already very super famous, being able to come back a little bit from having that Brewmaster beating him quite so hard in mid lane. But it doesn't matter if he's able to keep up, and if he's able to just come in for these kills and just catch up with what is missed in the early game.
Yeah, this is something we haven't talked about either. That Clinks now has his Orchid. He's just finished the Orchid, so that's going to be a lot of worries for this MAC team, because he can really shut down the Rubik or the Jakiro before anything happens, and they really do rely on their spells, and it's going to be a little bit more of a problem. It's just going to be another problem that they have to deal with, which is complete pain with the Luna and the Brewmaster already.
Well, Rubik and Darkseer have a very similar health pool, around 950 each, and it's going to be a nightmare for both of them, because if Clinks can shut it down, Darkseer relies on his Surge obviously to get away. Darkseer won't be able to do anything to Clinks whatsoever. Jakiro might be able to throw a few prods if anything, but it's not going to be really much. But poor Darkseer can be completely cancelled now. Rubik can be shut down, and Jakiro. So RR with both Oblivion stuffs, he's got the recipe, he just got the Orc of Malevolence now. He might try and do a little bit of harass on Luke, but I don't think he will. I don't think he's quite that cocky yet, especially with how well Luke has been playing. He's got his armlet, and he's building a drums up nicely.
They're coming down bottom. It looks like they might want to turn on to MAC again, although MAC did see that coming and have just backed straight out of it. They really don't want to be anywhere near where IMBA can just dive them, especially with this Brewmaster now that he has his Blink Dagger. It's just such a threat all the time. And apparently very super famous needs to go to the toilet, so we are going to be having a little bit of a break. I really don't mind that at all, but it just lets us get a little bit of a breather and have a look around and see what's... or you go your bear. Yeah, okay, let's just have a look around and see what's actually happening around the map, because Rubik really doesn't have a lot of farm whatsoever. He's sitting at 134, so he's not where he wants to be. They do have Arcane Boots up on Jakiro, who has managed to pick up a few more kills than the Rubik, but it's really this lone druid that's suffering so far. He has absolutely nothing.
Indeed he does. If we actually look at the gold per minute, we see Luna with that free farm has had an amazingly good effect, as has Brewmaster winning so strongly. And again, the adverse effect on Lone Druid has meant that she's very super famous. It's had so little that he really needs to try and make it up now by being there in the team fights, by his Bear's Entangling Claws completely disabling people as much as he can, and just generally being a pain in the ass for him, because that's the only way he's going to be able to really do this.
Yeah, there's really... Okay, we're going to be going now, which is good. Oh no, we're just waiting for a second. Okay, so Chaos Knight, fastest... So, this Chaos Knight has actually built up a Soul Ring, so he's gone for that obscure build that we sometimes see, getting that Soul Ring and then going straight for his drum. And, yeah, RR is just saying that she did ask for a second. Yeah, so we can see this Klink's actually doing exceptionally well now. Has the Orchid. Decided to skip out on Power Treads or a Phase Boots, whatever one you really want to get Klink, so it doesn't really matter. She'll be picking those up next. But it's really this Brewmaster that's been doing so much at the beginning of this game. He's had an absolutely lovely time in mid, and he's really dominated since.
Well, as we said, IMBA always seem to do so well with the strange picks. And they really have. Look at this Brewmaster. We'd never expected it. Never expect a first pick like that. Never expected Brewmaster to be in mid. But how well he has done is just ridiculous. He's got a point booster now. He could potentially be going for an Aghanim Scepter.
Oh yeah, he probably almost certainly will be going for an Aghanim Scepter. They're really using him in that initiation role, and the double stun gives him the double disable off that Aghanim Scepter really does make him the perfect initiator after he blinks in, and it also reduces the cooldown a pretty ridiculous amount. So I wouldn't be surprised if he was going for that Scepter just to try and utilize the way they're playing this Brewmaster.
Oh, indeed, and it's not that bad at micro himself. It looks like both of them have got the same idea, just push a lane as fast as they can. IMBA are going for bottom, while MSC are just going straight for mid. Have got their fortifier, and they have used it now, but they are going to take that bot tower before MSC manage to take mid. They've ported in. They do not want that tier 2 mid to be taken while they desperately want to get bot. They have got MAC's tier 2 bot, but they've managed to protect their own mid. That's great play there by IMBA. Joker doing a bit of a premature intro. He looks like he's completely safe with it though, because he has micro ulted, and it looks like a bit of a waste actually. He's not doing anything with it. His fire element has gone in, as well as MNT's ulti. It didn't manage to get enough Luke, but Luke has now been disabled. He's stuck up there with an armlet, and it's going to be a very quick kill. He's been stuck in by his own illusions. Meanwhile, we have very super famous. It looks like he's going to get the Brewmaster. The Brewmaster is actually able to escape, or is he? No, everybody's just crowding up. Very super famous manages to turn it around as Klinks just manages to Oblivion stuff and prod him to no end. Joker so low on health is not going to be able to escape this, surely. But he has actually managed to bottle, and he's gone back in and got a kill on Rubik with his incredible thunderclap. Meanwhile, we have Infamous around. Everybody has just managed to save a nice turnaround from IMBA. Four dead from an MAC for absolutely nothing. All of them are such low health, just great play.
Yeah, it really did look like the Brewmaster initiated exceptionally early, but he did manage to actually pull it off in the end. They chased down that Chaos Knight and they managed to pick him off, and then the rest of the MAC team came in to try and turn it around, and they almost did. The Darkseer's wall did a tremendous amount of damage to them all, but it just wasn't enough. It managed to kill the Luna, but that was about it, and the Brewmaster really did dominate after that. His Qs were doing so much damage with the Soul Catcher being used on one or two heroes, and well, that was just really nice coordination by IMBA, but we're really used to that. We've seen that pretty much every game that they've played. They really are extremely well coordinated, and yeah, really nice play by them.
Well, both teams have such incredible coordination. It was just so unfortunate there that Brewmaster has had the advantage on farm, as has Luna and Klinks. If we look at gold per minute, you can see that Klinks, Luna and Brewmaster are at the very top there, while with last hits denies the exact same story. Brewmaster and Klinks on the same last hits at 105, while Luna's got almost 150. It's absolutely ridiculous, and meanwhile the closest thing that MSC have to that is a Chaos Knight with 85, which just isn't nearly enough. But then Chaos Knight does have 4 kills, but it's not going to compare to the ridiculous number by Joker with 7-2. He's doing so well in this game, and such an unusual pick. But Byro is actually smoked. It doesn't look, has got an Invis rune. Joker seemed to almost know, but he didn't. He has actually hidden from Byro. It does seem like he knows it. Not sure how that would actually be possible. It's just almost an amazing prediction. Maybe he did actually bump into Byro without realizing. And now that's Invis rune. Seems like it's been a bit of a waste.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to use the Invis rune now. Joker just playing it safe. He knew that he was in the jungle on his own. I think he was just hiding around, making sure that there was no way they were going to be able to actually kill him, because the last thing he wants to do is die right now because of how well he's doing. But we say how well he's doing, but look at this Luna. Look at the net worth of the Luna now, sitting at 10.5k. She's got 1.2k in the bank with the Yasha, the BKB, the Hand of Midas up. So she's really going to be looking towards her Manta style as soon as possible. They've all been smoked up, so it looks like they're all just going straight for the middle. RR knows where they all are. He's actually scouted them out, but they do have a sentry ward placed right here. So they saw all of them walking through, but they don't actually notice. It looks like they might get killed out anyway. Joker blinks in. There's the wall by Darkseer, but it's way, way, way too late, and the Luna ultimate is absolutely destroying them. The amount of damage that Luna is doing, getting the ultra kill. MAC just walked into it almost. They knew they were coming. They had the sentry ward in the water, and Joker blinked in into the ice path, but this Luna walking through the back with the BKB popped the ultimate, and they all just melted.
Well, it looked for a certain small amount of time like MAC might actually have the advantage there, but IMBA are just so coordinated, they managed to turn it around with no problem at all. I'm assuming Brewmaster now is going to get, he's already almost got his Aghanim Scepter completely built up. Once this Roshan is down, he should have Aghanim Scepter itself, and my god, I do feel sorry for MAC when that comes about. But he's probably going to pick up the Aegis. If MNT doesn't know, Luna does pick up the Aegis. She's almost built a Manta style already. She's got the ultimate orb. She's just waiting for the recipe, which isn't that expensive, and when that does come,
she's already got it.
God.
She's already got it now.
She's already got it. Yes, she has. She's just bought it.
She's just finished a Manta style. She has a ridiculous amount of farms. She's sitting at 9.1k net worth, which is so much higher than anybody else, especially on the MAC team. Chaos Knight sitting at 7.3k is the hardest farmer for them. So they're really struggling on farm, and IMBA are really playing this one extremely nicely. And it was this Brewmaster first pick really did shake up the entire match. You did call it as a bizarre first pick, but you also said that it really does make MAC have to think and react to whatever IMBA are doing, and they seem to just have the better picks.
Well, it has an adverse effect. When you pick someone so strange like Brewmaster in the beginning, it makes the entire team think of how to counter it instead of going for a more standard idea of just a balanced team. And MAC have ended up with a nice team, but Brewmaster, they just weren't ready for it. They went for Lone Druid instead of someone like Invoker, and while that was trying to think ahead, be a little bit clever, it just doesn't pay off, because it would have been better for them to go a little bit standard, but that Brewmaster pick managed to shake them up.
Apparently the stream has stopped. I'm gonna have a look at that and see what's wrong with it, because it does still say that I'm streaming. Is there any chance you could very quickly check that, Joe?
I can indeed. Hang on.
Thank you very much. I've just had a message saying that it's stopped, which is very bizarre, because it still says it's streaming on the actual software.
Just checking it now, it does say that we are live, and no, we are live. Whoever that is, I'm afraid you do actually have some kind of connection problem. We are most definitely live. We have the 2-minute delay on. Everything is perfect.
Okay, everything's working. Okay, we'll continue. Hopefully their internet will be fixed and they'll be able to watch this, because we do like bringing you in. IMBA have actually got a massive attack on Luke. They spotted him out in the forest. The Soul Catcher gets popped and he's going to drop ridiculously fast. The damage they did to him, 4v1, well, there's absolutely no way he was going to be able to get away from it. The rest of the MAC team were no way near him, and he was caught in no man's land farming the jungle, and now it looks like IMBA are really going to want to push this tower down as hard as they can.
Radiant's middle tower is
And they're not going to have any kind of problem with it. With Chaos Knight down, they only have very super famous as a kind of defense for it. It looks like they're really going to struggle to try and turn this back around after such a very, very even beginning.
Yeah, and I think they actually do have the oh no, maybe not. Maybe I was just. Oh no, they do have the gem, yeah. It's on Shadow Demon, the one that wasn't near them. But look at MNT again, going in with the BKB and the ulti, and this is really going to do a lot of damage to them. They can't disable her. The Luna stun actually hits 3 or 4, and MNT manages to get dropped, but she has the Aegis. She's going to be coming back up now, and she's already taken down 2 of them. The Chaos Knight's the only one dealing any damage left. Shadow Demon pops the Ghost Scepter and manages to just walk away, although Rubik now will probably kill him with the Fade Bolt. Luke versus MNT. It looks like MNT has got the better of that one, and he does just manage to kill the Chaos Knight, and Joker blinking in the back manages to finish off the Rubik. They get absolutely nothing, MAC, for the 5 deaths that they've incurred. And okay, we're getting a few messages now just saying that the stream's actually perfect. So there's the 2-minute delay kicking in, but yeah, it's nice to know that everything's working. And the GGs have actually been called already, so we are seeing the GGs from MAC, and we will be taking this to game 2. IMBA will have won game 1. Really, really nice play. The Brewmaster pick almost straight away played very, very well for them, and everybody's just disconnecting now. We will continue and jump straight into game 2. I don't think there's any point in us pausing it. No, actually, I'll have to pause the stream just for a minute while all the teams connect. So, thanks for watching this game. Hopefully, we'll see you all for game 2, which will be in approximately 1 minute. So, you may as well just stay on the stream and just wait it through. And me and Vague, who is sat, well, not sat right beside me, but sat over chat with me, we'll see you in a minute.
We'll just see you in a minute. Thank you for watching, and we cannot wait to see you again for the second game in this best of 3. In the grand semi-final.